But alright, time for Xbox, which, firsthand, I think this is gonna be like a show where it's like, we're both different opinions on it, because, I know my co-host, he wasn't big on the event personally, which, I mean, I can get it, because, like, some of the games they showed off, not really her thing, but as someone like me who's just been recently trying to get into, like, Western RPGs, it's the type of RPG I've had the most trouble getting into. I don't know. It's like there was definitely some stuff that was my cup of tea personally, but there was definitely some that was not. Uh,
Yeah, it just comes to our tastes. Like Dreco and I will not have the same opinions, which I think kind of just adds to this being a fun thing to do.
but should we just start off with the game that I'm super conflicted with?
Yeah, let's start off with that. So the game that Dreco is referring to is called Beast of Reincarnation, and the reason for the conflicted attitude is primarily because it's developed by none other than Game Freak,
The
of
people,
all people.
the people behind the franchise I despise with a burning passion.
And it's like we've talked so much crap about them about, oh, they're not good at graphics, they're not good at 3D, they're not good at this, they're not good at that. They attempted some other IP and they failed and blah blah blah. But all this time, the question remains, could it be that they just needed a different publisher?
It seems to be kissing. I just love how this is a Souls like. They're just jumping off the wagon.
And I don't see it as a bad thing either, because that means that they're trying to modernize what they're doing. And it just makes you wonder. It's like, who is actually directing this game and everything? And would you they have ties to the other series? It's likely that's not the case because they must have kept this project under wraps for quite a couple years. Because I think it was just said like, oh, they're working on a new IP, but there was never much detail about it. So it's one of those things where I think the lore of the development is kind of interesting interests me more than the game itself, which the game itself is pretty interesting, but I find the lore of the development also very just fascinating.
Yeah, which I don't know. Part of me thought maybe it was Wild Hearts too, but it has that same look where it's like Wild Hearts meets Sekiro. Like you have the environment and nature looking world to it, with like the little cyborg robots,
Yeah.
type of thing technology, and then you have like the gameplay of something like Sekiro. I'm like, I was speechless. I'm like, and you know I hate them with a burning
Yeah.
passion. It's like I was so speechless.
You're like,
I,
what? Yeah, so fun fact. I actually watched the showcase right before Dracula did, just because I was already awake and I was working from home and I just had it on in the background and Dracula woke up a bit late, so I was already privy to this information. And I was telling Dracula there was gonna be a big surprise for you. You're gonna be shocked. And once this came about, he didn't even have to ask, or I didn't even have to clarify what he was going to be shocked about.
it was like the minute I saw Logan, I'm like, okay, this is what you meant. It's like, yo, Game Freak apology. I'm like, what do you mean? And then,
No, I said I owe them a apology. I may, though. That's what I said.
like, oh. But I'm hoping it's good, because this is like the one time I'm going to be on their side. And you know, that
Yeah,
hurts me a little bit.
I will say the setting does look kind of cool. But it's like if I finally get into Souls, like who knows? Maybe I'll look into it.
You still got Bloodborne to play, my guy.
I know. That's why it's like that'd probably be the first one. But
Which, hey, not a bad choice to start with. You know, really cool game design, cool bosses, fun gameplay, cool setting, fantastic soundtrack. But back to subject on the matter. Of course, I'm just a Bloodborne sim. Um, I did notice this after people were started pointing out that there is a little bit of choppy frame rate with certain bits of the game, which we know it's coming out next year, and it's still the weirdest thing. It's not coming out for Switch 2. It's only coming for like Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
So
So
yeah,
I'm
I want.
hoping it's going to be a bit more optimized for the release, which I'm hoping especially PC, because that lately the trend with PC ports nowadays it's very unoptimized and performance hit or miss.
Well, it just makes you wonder. It's how long was this in development for? Because I'm wondering if it was in development even before the Switch 2 was on the radar.
Probably, if I had to take a wild guess.
Yeah,
So it'll probably come to Switch 2 at some point, and then it'll be like $80.
that's why I'm interested in the lore. That's what I'm interested in.
But as well, to make note for people, the games we talk about, they'll be day one Game Pass. So it's like, if you're not big on expensive games, it's like, hey, Game Pass.
I feel like this is an ad brought to you by. I'm just kidding.
Totally not sponsored. But
Alright.
yeah,
Let's.
that was pretty neat. I'm definitely picking it up. So just to
Stop.
support
You heard it here
them.
first. You heard it here first.
You know what's gonna hurt me though, because it's like Game Freak, my sworn enemy.
But you're supporting him on different IP.
True. And
Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. You gave Toys for Bob a second chance with the Reignited trilogy.
yes, this is true. After what they did to Spyro.
So let's think of it that way. You're giving Game Freak a second chance, even though it's
Yes,
a very, very delayed chance, but you're giving him a second chance.
exactly. But to people, I'm not giving Pokemon a pat on the back. That franchise will still be shit no matter what.
All right, moving on.
Oh yeah, because
Let's talk about the first thing that they showed in the showcase, which is well, I guess first and last thing, Outer Worlds 2.
oh yeah, because like I even said, like Western RPGs, like the longest time I've always tried to get into like Fallout and Elder Scrolls. I tried with those games back in the Xbox 360 era, and well, I don't have to explain because you know how that went when I was trying to tell people. But I
It
did
didn't end well.
try, yeah, um, I did try out a little bit of Outer Worlds just because it's like it seemed like the perfect game for someone like me that couldn't really get into Fallout. I do like the world of Fallout, just to clarify that. Um, but I just can never get into the gameplay, and Bethesda games just are so buggy. But Outer Worlds 2 feels like a nice little introduction for someone like me. But when seeing Outer Worlds 2, my god, that game looks so much better in every way. Like, it looks so much more improved. I love that they're definitely introducing some Fallout aspects because Obsidian did work on Fallout originally before Bethesda bought the IP. So, could this be finally the successor to Fallout New Vegas that people have been demanding for years? Or at least a sequel to Fallout New Vegas? I guess we'll see, because I'm definitely picking it up, but not for $80. I'm just gonna play on Game Pass.
I'll say one positive and one negative. I'll start with the negative. I just thought the story was too in your face, or based on the preview. Excuse me. I thought the story was too in your face. Would be like, oh yes, capitalism is making everything great, and I just find the irony that this is published by Xbox, which is literally $1 billion company. So I'm like, do I like that kind of lore for coming from this kind of source? Not really, but so I think that's the only kind of thing that kind of like, I'm about. But I do like the setting of the entire game, and I think it looks kind of cool. But I will say one thing that might actually have pulled me in was watching the post showcase of just like Xbox kind of talk or Obsidian talking about the development of it. I just thought the guy was kind of funny, and I don't know if he was the director or whatever, but it didn't seem like he took himself way too seriously. He had fun with presenting it, so I'm kind of like, you know what? Like he actually worked on the game, right?
I believe
I just want to
I believe so.
yeah, because if he actually worked on the game, it kind of shows to me that he had fun working on this game and that he didn't take himself way too seriously. And I can kind of appreciate that. So honestly, like I've never been exposed to the first Outer Worlds. So I'm like, maybe I'll look into this. But this isn't a complete no for me.
Yeah, because I definitely have the confidence with this game more than I did Avowed. Where it's like, Avowed, I was looking forward to it. I was like, it's not the worst thing I played, but I don't know. It just was like not that great. I mean, the one thing I will give like Avowed, like when compared to Skyrim, it's like if you had to make me pick between the two, I will pick Avowed because the combat, the gameplay in general for Avowed, solid, fun. Skyrim, I can't really say the same.
Right.
So, a game that caught somewhat of your interest, High on
It
Life
did, yeah.
2.
Yeah, it's like I will say one thing about the showcase. I think one of the reasons why I have a slightly different opinion from Dreadclaw was the main reason is that there's a lot of sequels to stuff that I've never been exposed to in my entire life.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where that comes from. It's not so much like, ugh, I don't like this. It's more of like I've never been exposed to this, so I can't really say one way or the other. But this was something that kind of enticed me, and Dreadclaw said, just skip the first one. But I do like the fact that it's like a first person shooter being on a skateboard and the setting was kind of cool. And I'm like, you know what? This kind of looks neat. I like this. And Jack Law told me don't bother with the first one. Just don't.
Yeah, because like Rick and Morty voice, and the guns don't shut up. So yeah, but I mean,
And it didn't seem like there's talking yet.
I did like because like at least with the first one with High on Life, it gave me vibes of like a mix between Doom and when the out when the Oddworld games, Strange of Wrath, where it took like a
Hmm.
unique take on ammo, where you used like real life critters. But High on Life 2, I might actually check out because I mean this looks more interesting because like the skateboard.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably the big draw for me.
So yeah, generally, let's just hope it's not bring back the Rick and Morty voices, please.
Time will tell. It doesn't seem like it because I think they would have showcased it in the beginning.
That is true.
Then again,
And
we could just look at the credits. I don't know.
yeah. So as well, like game that was leaked, I saw on social media the night of the event. Um, so a new Plato game, like I predicted, but not at Summer Game Fest. You knew my reaction to it, whereas like I was confused. I couldn't tell it was a Plague Tale because it looked like something differently. Cause like I guess at some parts you can tell it's Plague Tale with like the setting where it's like those European cities. But then when you see like the desert and that bull statue, you don't have like the rats. It just felt very off to me.
Yeah.
But
And
apparently it's a
and was
prequel. So
and yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't there a character that you were expecting but wasn't there?
yeah, Amicia's brother, Hugo. The one who's destined to control the rats.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this, so I can't really contribute.
Yeah. It's like I'm the Plague Tale guy. He's not. but
uh, yeah.
I'm definitely keen to try it out because I love a Plague Tale. I will always preach these games because to some people they would seem like a walking sim or like a story, like a cinematic experience where it's like, no, Plague Tale is not like The Last of Us. I know
Mhm.
some people will fight me on that, but Plague Tale, it feels like a game. Because I especially liked how in the second one they had combat in it, but it didn't like you killed people. You essentially knocked them out. It was similar to like similar mechanic they had in the first game, but it was hand to hand in the sequel. So, kind of curious to see what they go with the Plague Tale prequel. I'm kind of curious, especially with, like, the bull statue. That was something I was not expecting in the slightest when hearing about a new Plague Tale game. But I don't think Gizmo will, because he's never played in games. But I would recommend them, especially being a double A game.
Well, it's like I don't know. There's so many to fit in. We already went over my backlog.
Well, that's true.
So I don't know. It's like as much as I want to, it's just so many, so many
Yeah.
to get through.
Maybe once you're done with your backlog, get some games done. But as I always tell people, I always recommend the Plague Tale games. They're really good double A games. Especially if you're really into story-driven games. Highly recommend. Which we talked about, like, Bandai Namco's presence in the Summer Game Fest events. Next one being from them as well, a dark fantasy Western RPG, but you play as a vampire. It's called The Blood of Dawnwalker, which, I mean, you kind of get the gist that that's what you play as, right?
So yeah, I think honestly, I feel like the vampire thing hasn't been around, so I wonder if this will. I don't know. I wouldn't say resurgence. I wouldn't go that far, but I wonder if this will start like a small trend or something of the sort.
Maybe. After all, there was like one vampire game, but I haven't played it. But, I mean, hey, it'll be a better story than Twilight.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that meme back.
I mean, hey, you saw it coming.
Yeah.
Well, but it's one of those games I do need to see more gameplay before I get actually interested in it. Because, like, okay, the concept is cool. Like, he plays a vampire in, like, a Western action-adventure RPG kind of game. Like, something like Witcher, perhaps. But I need to see more before I give Bandai Namco my money. Or play on Game Pass.
Or that too, yeah. I mean, I think it's gonna be pretty much the majority. It's like, oh, just play on Game Pass day one. All right.
Yeah, though there are sometimes I play Game Pass, just to test out, see if I actually like the game before I buy it. I don't know. It's like when developers don't really put out a demo for a game, that's what I kind of used Game Pass for originally.
Ah,
Yeah. Although nowadays it's like if a game's gonna be $80 and whatnot, okay, yeah, I'm gonna use Game Pass because I'm not paying that much for a game.
and it's like you're already paying a monthly subscription, so you might as well use it. Don't be like me.
uh, but the next game, which was another one that was kind of surprising because I thought that franchise was just kind of done. Super Meat Boy 3D. This will be the first 3D Super Meat Boy game. Which I'm not sure if you're gonna like it.
You're telling me?
Yes, you, because Super Meat Boy, yes, it's a platformer, but Super Meat Boy is kind of like made more for like it's designed for speedrunners. It's not like the typical 2D platformer.
I mean, I've done speed running, so it's not that unusual for me.
Oh, that's
Is
right.
it? Well, keep in mind, I was the one who was crazy enough to beat the last boss in Silas Cyville.
That is true. You are that crazy. So, but yeah,
So,
this is also a
yeah,
platformer that's hard as nails.
yeah, platformers, I can be a bit deranged in terms of like, all right, I'll try it, even though it's hard as hell. Like, so I wouldn't say that I wouldn't like it.
But the thing as well with Super Meat Boy 3D, and I've talked to a fellow friend of ours who is also a fan of Super Meat Boy because they're skeptical as well as I'm starting to be skeptical because like the original creator, which fun fact, Super Meat Boy was created by the same guy who was worked on Binding of Isaac.
Hmm.
He's no longer part of Team Meat anymore. So, and given Super Meat Boy Forever, from what I hear, was very underwhelming. So, hoping Super Meat Boy's first outing in the 3D space turns out to be, I don't know, decent. Okay, I hope.
Mhm.
I also wasn't like the biggest fan of the art direction they're going for it, but you know, I kind of hoped like it would be more in the vein of like the traditional art style for Super Meat Boy, but in 3D. But yeah, it looks okay. It's not like I'm gonna play a game just for the graphics.
You're that kind of person, huh?
No. But what about you, Gizmo? Is this gonna be a platform where you're gonna rage to? Because good lord, I played the first one.
It potentially is. I've seen it heavily advertised on Steam, and I have thought about getting it. I didn't know that our other friend were fans of it until recently, so I'm like, maybe. But I can try for myself. I'd give it a go since I do like my platformers.
Yeah, and this game's gonna, at least the first one, it's gonna just make you question your sanity.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think after Silent Cybo, I can get through anything.
Even Ghosts and Goblins.
No.
You said anything, so it's like I had to bring that up.
Well, okay, so looking back at that time, if we're gonna dive into this, completely off topic, so you better mark a timestamp about this. You know, honestly, looking back, I didn't do that bad, considering that I only had like a couple lives starting at a random ass location where I couldn't pick up any more. I don't think I did that bad. I actually progressed like better than I expected. So I'll give myself a little bit of credit for that.
True. So as well, yeah, I might check it out at some point. You know, if I don't want to pay X amount of money, Game Pass, which I feel is like gonna be the thing I'm just gonna say.
That's probably just going to be the case for me the whole time.
Yeah, probably.
I
As
might make an
well,
exception or two, but we'll find out.
yeah, like Expedition 33.
Well, one thing I do have to pay $80 for is the controller.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I do need that though.
But as well with the recent renaissance of like hack and slash games, this was revealed at the developer direct from Xbox, but we're finally getting more gameplay. Ninja Gaiden 4, the 3D one.
Wait, what was the other Ninja
Uh,
Gaiden?
that was the 2D one.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one was like a was it Metroidvania or no?
No, it's a side scroller.
Oh, okay,
Point A, point B.
got it.
But I mean, there's some explanation. But this being developed by Platinum Games, which I'm definitely on the fence just because Ninja Gaiden 4 being developed by post key people left Platinum Games. That's where I'm just kind of worried about the game in general. It's like if it still had the people behind like Bayonetta still there, if you're like, okay, this game is gonna be peak. But I'm like, do they have the sauce, the new people? Since the people behind Bayonetta left Platinum, since, well, long story short, Platinum decided, you know, why don't we invest in live service games? And they're like, no, we're gone. And went to work on the long awaited sequel to Okami.
All right.
But yeah, I have little to no experience with Ninja Gaiden outside of the demo for the new 2D Ninja Gaiden game, but I do like me a hack and slash. And from what I hear, Ninja Gaiden is no ballpark. I
No,
hear it's pretty hard. So,
Darksiders 3.
different thing, because Darksiders 3 was a Metroidvania.
Okay.
It's just like Devil May Cry, but if it was actually hard. Like maybe Devil May Cry 1 in the sense, if I had to make a comparison, which I still also need to play the other Ninja Gaiden games as well before 4, which I'll probably get to 4 at some point because I already have too much on my plate.
Mhm.
It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet for me at, at the moment. Am I wrong, Gizmo?
Doesn't seem so, no.
What about you? You ever think of diving into this series at some point?
It's just a series I know nothing about, so I don't really have an answer one way or the other. So I guess like if I watch someone play like the first one, be like, oh, okay, then maybe.
Hmm, sounds good. As well, DLC for the Indiana Jones game that came out last year, which I think like both of us were kind of like we weren't sure what the heck this was. Like I thought maybe it was they were teasing the sequel to the Great Circle, but it turns out it's the DLC.
Yeah, because it just came out, so it's like already okay.
Like wow, that's fast. What'd you guys do? But I'll definitely look into it, but I'm not sure about the price point though, because if I remember correctly, it's up $34. So I'm hoping if you're charging that much, it's long. Cause otherwise, I don't feel like paying full price for a DLC that's like maybe what 30 minutes.
Well, I don't know how the Jones games go, so I would not know.
Well, I mean, it's a stealth game, so I do like they're going into like backstory of the giants. When it comes to the Great Circle, though, I think that's pretty interesting since they had a bit of a presence as the protectors of the pieces of the Great Circle. So definitely keen to learn like a bit of the backstory behind them. The next game as well, which I like I said, it generally was like a more me show than my co-hosts is. A game I've been looking forward to. A game I was like, okay, are they actually gonna show it? Because it's like they haven't shown any other event, especially like last year. Clockwork Revolution, which has been a well, it's being developed by people that worked into like top down tactical RPGs, and this being their first like first person adventure game with choice matter Western RPG mechanics. Where when they first revealed it, I thought it was gonna be like Bioshock Infinite, basically, but no, it's way more than that.
Well, I remember I was initially confused, mainly because I thought it was kind of something like Ellie, and then it wasn't. It was just more of like, oh, RPG choices. Like, oh, okay. Because then I saw like the first person shooter aspect. I'm like, what is happening here? And, like, I'm not in a good way. What's happening? There's so much in this game. But one thing I will say about this though is like I'm not totally against trying it out, mainly because it seems like a very ambitious project. Uh, for the developers, where it's like they put a lot of thought into this, into like the story and just the fact that you have those crazy companions. I guess that's gonna be a bonus for a lot of people. And the setting is kind of cool. It reminds me a lot of Steam World in Disenchanted on Netflix, where you kind of have like this medieval kind of setting, but it's also futuristic. So I kind of did like the setting of that too. So it's something I'm not totally against. It's just like I don't know what draws me in for RPGs. There's certain ones that I'll play, but other ones that I'll stray away from. What where that consistency is, I don't know. Maybe Dracula can find the answer to that, but I personally don't know. But I may try this out. I'm not totally against it.
Yeah. I'm so surprised like a friend of ours is wanting to play it since it doesn't seem
Yeah,
like his kind of thing.
but I guess people just surprise you. It's just like I guess it's the same thing for me, where it's like I don't know, maybe he liked the setting like I did. Yeah, it's like you know what, I kind of want to experience this.
But yeah, you can really tell like they put the time and effort into this game.
Yeah,
I'm hoping this just doesn't backfire on us like some games we played this year.
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, you know me, day one for sure, because oh, it's so good. And you know me, I love RPGs. Even when we first met, like you knew I could tell I loved RPGs.
Yeah. I've always been a mixed person. I think RPGs was something where I've had limited experience with. It was never like, oh, I grew up with them, and it was never like, oh, they're too long. I was always kind of in between.
Which I mean
And so
is
that,
fair, because like everybody has their preferences on games.
yeah, I think, like I said, RPGs was something I was not exposed to that often, so it's not. That's why I'm not partial to it, but I'm not partial against it either.
Yeah. And the next game we're talking about has like added like some RPG elements where it's like another game from Obsidian. These guys been on a roll, I must say. Even though
Yeah.
About is not that great, but still. Like they have so many projects already in the works so far. They seem like the most smart when it came to like the money from like this buyout from Microsoft. But anyway, the most unexpected thing you think that's getting a sequel. Grounded,
Yeah,
aka
well,
Honey I Shrunk the Kids, the survival game.
if you want to talk about rock music, there you go.
Oh yeah, that's right. The trailer had rock music.
Yeah, because I love The Offspring. That's why like I knew you knew it from like a different reference, but I've always known that song.
Hmm. But yeah, it's like I'm not much of a survival game guy outside of like Power World, but I did have a soft spot for Grounded just because like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids aspect, and also just like it at least had like a story to it, and like I love the visual presentation of the game as well. 'Cause it has more of a cartoony kind of vibe. But as well,
Mm.
like with the sequel, they're having like different classes. So you can play as like a rogue, you can play as like a mage. You have mounts. So they're probably also going to reintroduce some previous insects. And if we have like with the mounts, if we can name them, I'm gonna name my Aunt Phil.
Why
Yes.
Phil?
I don't know, just some random reason. It just fits. I don't know.
Is it after Phil Spencer? Because you're thinking of releasing this game.
Yes. Let's go with that. Phil Spencer, if you're watching this, yes, you, buddy. I'm gonna name it after you.
Yeah, this is another series I've never been exposed to. That's why I was saying in the beginning that it's a lot of sequels for games that I've never played. I will say it's always on my recommended list in Steam.
Yeah, if you want to play it sometime, I'd be down. It's like we have Game Pass.
Oh, it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
okay.
first party exclusive. Well,
Uh,
first party game anyway.
okay.
I feel like you would probably like it more than like some survival games because you probably would actually like it as opposed to something like The Forest, where it's like I'm not dissing survival games, but it's like I try some, and it's just like after a day or two, I just don't go back to them. I just get bored easily. There's just like nothing to them that really gets me to stick around, aside from Power of all things, which not a bad thing.
Yeah, I think for survival games, it's you have to have the feeling of being immersed in the environment just because you're trying to survive. But I guess if you don't really feel immersed, then there's not really much to offer. So I don't know.
And also, when it comes to, like a lot of survival games, it's like I'll agree with like someone we know. They've said like you played one, you played them all, which I can definitely somewhat agree with that statement. Which just it's the type of vibe I get with survival games in general.
But back to Grounded, seems like Jack will pick it up, and then I'll have to try the first one in order to see if I'll even bother.
Yeah, plus as well, this time it's taking place in a community park, so the world's definitely bigger. So there's definitely
It's
aspects that
good
make it more appealing to me as opposed to the first one as much.
because of the mounts mainly.
Yes. I will have my aunt named Phil, okay? That's the most important aspect. As well, um, talk about like games I wasn't expecting to show up at the Xbox event. Fucking Cronos the New Dawn! AKA Bloober Team's take on Dead Space. My favorite survival horror game franchise that EA decided to say fuck you and just work on generic shooter number 500. Yeah, sorry, I'm somewhat like, oh yeah, it's not bad, but I'm still salty as a Dead Space fan. Decided to
I mean,
show.
you're not the only salty one. I've definitely seen some YouTubers be like, "Oh yeah, well they killed Dead Space." Like I've definitely seen plenty of that.
Yeah, it was like a Twitch streamer I know. It's like, hey, if EA is not going to do anything with Dead Space, Bluebird Team can do something with them. Where it's like, I just really like the vibe they're going with this, and just like, Bluebird Team just proved people wrong with the Silent Hill 2 remake, and they're already working on a new IP with combat. And like I said, Dead Space guy, I am all for it. Just wish they gave an actual release date where, like, at least with Xbox Showcase, they gave us a release window. It's coming out this fall. So, like many things, day one purchase. Just the more I watch it, the more I want it. But yeah. What about you, Gizmo? Will you think about taking a look at something that's like Dead Space?
Dead Space is another series I've never been exposed to. See, are you noticing? So to the viewers, are you noticing a pattern with me
I
and why?
I just want to say to the viewers, we are talking about a person who just recently played Minecraft.
I found out it was 2 years ago. It was like 2023 because I was looking through my old clips. I'm like, okay, that's when I played. Because I played Minecraft for the first time. 3. So to make a long story short, because I might make my own video about this, my story is I grew up with games during the PS1, PS2 era, and at the tail end of the Wii era, and then I kind of missed a lot of stuff in that span of 10, 15 years, and then I came back. And then there was a lot that I missed that I had not. Yeah. So, like anything like the PS3 era and onwards and Xbox 360, I missed a lot of that. So, there's a lot of stuff that I'm kind of ignorant about. And I'm not afraid to admit it. But, yeah, but I guess it kind of looks cool. It's like, yeah, that's all I'll say on that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like one of those things. It's like, should I add it to the list? Probably. Would I end up doing it? I don't know. So that's really what it comes down to.
But yeah, so as well, more horror games are not just Resident Evil. I can be proud of that. And Bloober Team looking to knock it out of the park with another thing besides Silent Hill 2 remake. And potentially, just recently announced Silent Hill 1 remake. They're really on a roll lately. Jeez.
Well, it's very odd that it's like they do two first and then they do one.
Well, I mean, Silent Hill 2, it's a game you can pretty much play on its own. It's not a direct sequel to the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like 1 and then 3.
Got it.
But at least there was a game that somewhat caught your attention as well. No Ghosts
Yeah.
at the Grand.
Yeah, this one was very I'm a person that often streams Roller Coaster Tycoon, so I do like that design aspect. So it's kind of ironic because I like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I'm not so much into The Sims. I think because I've said this a couple times, but Roller Coaster Tycoon, you actually have a goal of what to do with your park, in contrast to something like The Sims. But in No Ghost at the Grand, it seems you have design aspects, but then there's a point to it. So I'm like, huh. It's like very interesting story, concept I've never seen before, and a talking cat. So I'm like, you know what? This might be something I might go for.
Yeah, because it also gave me like a bit of vibes of like Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah. It's like Power Wash Simulator, but take it to the extreme. It's like, what is the extreme? Well, that's what this game is. So this is, yeah, it's very intriguing. I'll definitely be on the lookout for this. But yeah, this definitely caught my attention.
Same as well, because I like the vibe with it. I've never really played games like Power Wash Simulator, I think I have for PS Plus, but I still have yet to play it. I know you people want it, but I just don't know. I don't know. It's just never really caught my attention, aside from maybe like the Warhammer 40K DLC and SpongeBob. But it's like,
Yeah, you almost did play it. You almost did do that.
it's like some almost, but maybe I will at some point. But I know no Ghosts at the Grand. That's definitely, if I had to choose, I'm playing it first because that looks cool. And like you, I dig the vibe with it. It definitely looks very original. Um, the art style as well, and of course the talking cat.
Yeah, because I can't say like, oh yeah, this game reminds me of blank. It's like, no, it's just taking aspects of things and it's a completely different thing.
Which
It's like I really hope the execution is as good as the presentation.
yeah. Well, maybe it'll be more of an execution than like South of Midnight. Which not a bad
Yeah.
game. Not a bad game.
No, it's just it got kind of rushed at the end, but that's all I have to say on
Yeah.
that.
But as well, we saw a few indie games there, and one of them being a sequel to a game from Thunderbolt called Planet of the Lana 2, The Children of the Leaf, which never played the first one, so I just thought, it'd be nice to do like a little honorable mention, I suppose, because,
Yeah, it gave me the vibe of the game called Inside.
yeah, definitely get the same vibe.
Yeah, so maybe we'll check it out. I don't know.
Maybe. But of course, we're probably going to check out the next game.
Yeah,
Since we are the Power World fans, and you're Power World guy.
yeah, and Nemo. So yeah, I'm a bit conflicted about the game because the designs looked a bit sus, and I don't mean that it reminds me of like designs from other series. It's just like, were they originally created designs from actual artists?
Yeah,
The question
that's
that
just
question remains.
yeah. Which just like that was the same opinion with me. It's like, did they use AI? Because it just kind of has that vibe.
I was trying not to go there, but that's kind of. It's like I could be way off. I could be way off course. That's probably their design choice, but let's put that aside for a second. What's kind of interesting about this game is not only can you seemingly capture things, but you actually play as the things that you capture. So already that's quite different. Where it's like, oh, instead of just training and telling something what to do, you're actually the thing that does the thing. So you get to transform into these creatures. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's like the first time I could think of a monster taming game outside of the first Nino Kuni, where you can actually turn into something and play as it. But like, not in the sense like Nino Kuni, where it's like, okay, you can turn into it, but just for like battling.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to be cautious about the game, mainly because it just reminds me of Cat Lee, where you can't really find too many things about the developer. Because I tried looking at them up, I couldn't find a website. If anyone can find the website in the comment, please pass it over. I would love to see it.
Yeah, and
And
also
I'm
like,
to be sarcastic. I would actually like to see it.
and also like, given we have two red flags, besides that, um, free to play, and it's coming out on mobile.
Yeah. So there's already like a lot of susness happening. I know that's not a word, but there's definitely a lot of sus activity. But I am intrigued. I am intrigued.
Same. I was like, kind of first like, okay, I'm gonna boycott, but then it's like, okay, there might be some neat stuff going for it that makes it as interesting as Power World. And also, like, no guns, so not a shooter.
Yeah, that's a plus for Dreadclaw.
I don't hate. I have to bring up again. I don't hate shooters. I just say the developers are constantly make nothing but shooters. Okay, there are other genres out there.
And speaking of other genres, we have the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake, and they showed more gameplay of it. So this is all really really exciting. But in addition, as we mentioned before, SpongeBob had a collab with the Sonic game. But now apparently there's going to be a whole level dedicated to SpongeBob. There's going to be one taking place in Bikini Bottom.
And of course, TMNT as well. You know I was gonna be excited for that.
Mm.
I mean, it's not the TMNT I like the most, but you know, it's has
It's
that
there.
yeah, it's there. And also, I'm
So
just
yeah,
confused at the end though. It's like, did we get to be inside of a pinball machine?
probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
And I also just love the fact that we get Doom Slayer as a skin. That's just really awesome. As someone like me who's like really into Doom.
So it's kind of like maybe there would be more collabs, especially ones under the Activision license.
Oh yeah, especially
It's like,
now that they're owned
hmm.
by Microsoft. You know, I could see Master Chief.
Well, there's that, but I'm wondering if there's a certain marsupial that'll appear.
Ooh, you make a good point.
So well, only time will tell.
But it was supposed to come out this month, but I guess it got delayed to
Yeah, it got
July.
pushed at the time of this recording on June 14th. Yeah, it got pushed to, I think, next month, which I don't really have a problem with. I'd rather them push it than having to do constant patches.
Exactly. And plus, the fact like this remake is happening at all, it's a miracle.
Yeah, which you can ask Dreadclaw. I was always very, very surprised that this remake was actually happening. I was 100% skeptical. I did not think Activision cared. I didn't think this was happening at all because I'm like, yeah, 1 and 2 did do kind of well, but they got bought out by Xbox. They're not going to care about it. I was wrong, and I was actually happy to be wrong because 3 is the one I mainly grew up with, so I'm excited. I know some people are kind of iffy about 4 because they changed, they kind of made it consistent with the style of 3. I never grew up with 4, so I don't have nostalgia for it, so that doesn't really apply to me, so I am fine with it.
And
um,
then there's me who never grew up with the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games outside of like a demo of one of them that also had like a demo of Crash Bash, Spyro the Dragon. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing this for the first time.
Oh, I would love to see these reactions because I know, like, I 3 so well. I used to play 3 all the freaking time. So just seeing somebody else do it, that it'll be fun.
Just remember though, I'm not the best. If
I will remind you. I will remind you that you are not the best.
of course you would. You're that smug motherfucker. You've
Well, that's
seen
how
me
you
play
want me
Sea
to.
Frog, so
Oh yeah, I have seen you play Sea Frog.
I'm just saying, don't expect like top tier gameplay.
Yeah, for once, it's a genre that I got more exposure to than Dreadclaw. That's not too common.
Exactly. You'd think I would actually have grown up with these games,
All
but
right, well, we'll go to the
um,
next one.
but they have said like with Underground, they might look into doing remakes for those as well if this does well
Hmm.
enough.
Like, yeah. Well, I never really. I have minimal exposure to Underground. Yeah, because my younger cousin used to bring it sometimes, but I haven't played it too often.
Ah, that's fair. But you were saying,
So yeah, the next game that we're gonna talk about, which it's kind of interesting. So it's another fighting game, Invincible Versus. Which when you were looking at the initial preview, and you saw the Invincible characters, you were thinking it was going to be some sort of action game or something of the likes of Spider-Man or something of the sort. But no, it's a full 2D fighting game.
I mean, well, you're probably talking about the people, but I had a feeling it was invincible because I saw the freaking colors to the costume. I was like, okay, it has to be invincible. Uh,
No, but I wasn't expecting to be a fighting game though.
no, absolutely not.
I thought there was actually gonna be a story. Of what it seemed.
But hey, you know, I'll take it as somebody who recently got into Invincible thanks to a certain group of friends of ours. And like, I think it's cool to see that Invincible has expanded itself outside of like the comics and the TV show, which I can't wait for the next season. I can't wait.
Yeah.
um, as well as not just being just a fighter, it's another tag team fight where it looks like a lot of genres are starting to like come into fruition. Like they're coming back.
And then one thing I want to point out that I don't think you really saw me say in the comments, where was it the "Let's Get Ready to Rumble" or something like that? You said something about NetherUp.
Oh yeah, another one. I thought like they were developed because there was like
They are.
fights, which
They are.
is wait what?
Yeah, I said this in the comments, but I don't think anyone said it in the chat. No one paid attention. I saw their logo in the corner.
No, for reals. I need to check this after this.
Yeah, it was in the corner.
Oh my
It was
god.
in. Yeah, it was the fight. That's what it was. Not "Let's Get Ready to Rumble." I apologize, but but
Rob
yeah, it
is
was.
working on the game.
Yeah, no, it was there in the corner. So that's why when initially I didn't see it, and then I did because I was the one who said, "Oh no, it isn't." But then I saw it. But then when I mentioned it, I don't think anyone saw my chat. So there you go. It was in the corner. So I think that's like an extra selling point for Dracula.
I'm just hoping it's good. That's all. Because I know they might have like that's my only concern now. It's like, okay, they're all cool, but Mortal Kombat 1 and 11. That's my only concern. But I have faith if Warner Bros. Is not near this as much, and they don't ruin it with monetization schemes, it'll be good.
Well, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Sounds as much as planned as the next game we're going to talk about, which was leaked. Part of a thing that was going about like potential seeing another one of our favorite platformer icons.
Yeah, that's right.
It is a new game, a new IP from Double Fine, the creators of the Psychonauts games. Keeper, which, dude, I freaking love already. It looks really
Yeah,
cool. I like the idea. Like you play as a lighthouse. It has
yeah. It was
that
like
type of charm.
it's like you play as a lighthouse, and honestly, you kind of want to see where they go with it because it's like when with platformers in general, you kind of want to make your character small because they can fit into small spaces, but not this protagonist. Absolutely not. This is definitely not a big, not a small character. So I am kind of interested to see where it goes.
I feel like it's from what we've seen. It could be like a puzzle platformer.
Which is probably more my thing.
I mean, I like puzzle platformers as well, like Oddworld, Little Nightmares. So I'm not totally against the idea of a puzzle platformer. Oh,
All
wait,
right.
Captain Toad as well. I know it's surprising I would bring that up for you.
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised.
I mean, it's not my favorite, but I like the Captain Toad treasure tracker.
All right. Never, never been exposed, but all right. Cool.
But yeah. Alright, this is the moment you and me have been waiting for. We get to roast them because, oh
Uh,
my fucking god, why would you save that for
before,
last?
yeah, before we dive in, uh, we're gonna make a disclaimer. If you love this franchise that we're going to be talking about, that starts with the letter C and ends with odd, then I would skip to the timestamp that we have marked. So this is your warning now because we are not going to hold back. Thank you.
Okay. So, the trailer, it looked cool. Until we finally found what it is.
Wait. I just want to say this. I want to reiterate this again. I saw this before Dreadclaw. I said to him at least 5 different times, you can skip the end. And because I didn't know what it was either when I first watched it, and then it became, oh, that's what it is. So I warned him ahead of time that he can skip it. And Dreco actually sat and watched through the trailer, very intrigued of what it could be, because the trailer did not make it clear right off the bat that it was going to be an FPS game, or maybe it was, but they were really diving into like the story. They were really diving into it. So it was not very clear of what it was. So it was almost a bait and switch. So Dreco actually sat there and watched the whole thing for it to be then the whole showcase to conclude with Black Ops 7.
Okay, Phil Spencer, Microsoft, Activision. I know you guys wanted to get that for COD. Okay, I get that. The franchise is popular. It makes you money, but seriously. What the flying fuck did you save that for the last freaking reveal, you fucking dipshits?
I warned everybody.
Okay, you said you could have done anything. You could have shown anything. Anything, but you choose fucking COD, the reskin of reskins. The series I always say is like what I compare Pokemon to. You save it for the last reveal in general for Call of Duty. The same fucking garbage that we buy every year. Well, I don't buy every year.
And I was like, I don't know who this we is. I'm not part of that. Don't include me into that, and don't make me the antecedent to that pronoun.
Sorry. But yeah, it's like, of all the things you could have put for the Xbox Showcase, and you had to end on such an underwhelming thing, it's like, PlayStation would stay at play, new Marvel fighting game, Summer Game Fest, Resident Evil 9, something people have been looking forward to, but Black Ops 7, where the series should have ended at 2, well, just like the Black Ops portion of Call of Duty anyway, but still, of all
Okay,
things.
I'm just gonna. Okay, well, in the seriousness, I'm gonna ask questions to you, and I hope you could answer some questions for me because, like, what is Black Ops versus like some of the other series?
I can't honestly answer you that.
That's why I was asking, because I just find it odd because it's like they can keep the Call of Duty name, but why stick with Black Ops? I mean, there must be something about it that's appealing that I don't know about, and I was hoping you would know, but
I
clear.
mean,
You have a lot of personalities, clearly.
2 was like the introduction to the futuristic side of things. We had machinery like walkers and such.
Mhm.
And then Ghost did like something a little bit more different. And of course, I have to mention it, Infinite Warfare, it's like Call of Duty but in space. And this was where it's like, I say that, but that's where I jokingly call Halo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, really, not a teaser for Spiral 4, anything. Like, not even Perfect Dark, Everwild, um, anything. I mean, no, Banjo-Kazooie thing, literally anything. But no, you pick COD. I I really should have listened to you, because man, I'm not gonna get that time back.
I told you to skip it.
But I was just
I
being
warned you.
ignorant and stubborn and be like, okay, it can't be that bad. It's like, oh, I'm just
It's
watching like the
pretty.
trailer
No,
to the
you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. I think I said that. I
I'm like,
was like, I don't know if you like it. But yeah, I mean, look, I'll. Uh, it's. I don't know. There's definitely an audience for it, so that's why they did it. But at the same time, I don't know if that's like something you would hype so many people of. I know there's definitely some people that have wishlisted the game, but see, my problem with these kinds of things is not so much the fact that like, oh, it's COD, it's another. It's like I can put that aside. The thing that bothers me, it's like it's something that's tied to the multiplayer. that they're showcasing. The PvP aspect of it. That's been kind of a, for lack of a better term, a genre that's been around for a very long time. And we already know what to expect for PvP. It's just people shooting, two teams, everyone shooting at each other. And that's what they're hyping it up the entire showcase for. Not something that's like, oh yeah, here's a co-op game that might be different. Here's a multiplayer that's not generally what you're used to. It's like, no, it's the multiplayer that we've all been used to, and that we've all been kind of, that we've seen a lot of. I'm being polite right now. I'm not going into it like Dracula is, but it's just like, that's kind of what the main focus is, and it's just not a good precedent, at least in my view. It's not a good precedent to hype an entire showcase up specifically for live service. But that is just my opinion, and I'll conclude it there.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the worst thing as well is they could have saved the end for, like, the new Xbox handheld, which I can't see is not going to do poorly. Like, I think it's going to be okay.
It's gonna have its fans, yeah.
But it's
Which,
like.
hold on, I just want to mention this. Draco almost sold me on it earlier today by accident. Because I'm looking at getting to the Steam Deck, but at the time of this recording, they're out of stock for the 512 gigabytes and the 1 terabyte. So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just our general thoughts with the Xbox Showcase, where it's like, I still enjoy it for what it was, but it's like,
The ending was not great.
no. It's like, it's like with the Game Awards last year. It's like, really? Really? Or like if Sony decided to end on another Last of Us remake. Where's my Lego Last of Us?
Last of Us.
I joke, but they
actually
would, yeah.
They would. They absolutely would.
Uh, yeah, that was our general thoughts on the events, which, I wish, there was definitely some games I wish that could have been at these events instead, but,
I think Spyro was like the primary one that was obviously missing. It's kind of funny because I was skeptical from the very beginning, because there was a few people, including one of my friends, that was saying like, "Oh yeah, I definitely think Spyro is going to be here. I think they're going to show it in some capacity because of this, and that." And I'm like, "No," it's just because I think my general opinion, I do firmly believe there is going to be Spyro 4. I'm not one of those people say like Spyro Dead franchise, and yes, there are people that say that. Dreadclaw and I like heard someone say those exact words at one point when we were in a random VC. Anyways, no, my opinion was that I think Toys for Bob going indie, they were undergoing way too many changes for them to be able to present something to them, to be on top of their game to develop something. So I think they were just still trying to get their stuff together. So I didn't think that they were going to present anything quite yet, and I was right about
yeah, which makes a fair point. Like, I wasn't expecting it, but I was like,
it. It would have been
maybe.
nice.
Or even a
Yeah.
teaser. It's like, just confirm it so people just shut up.
No, but my thoughts about the showcases, I liked all of them. I know I'll keep saying this to the very end, but not everything was my thing, but I don't have an issue with that at all. It's just like not everything needs to be my thing. It's just that I can, but the fact that there's variety, that everything was kind of going in the right direction. Like, not everything needs to be a shooter, not everything needs to be open world, not everything needs to be a roguelike, but it's like the fact that we get a nice mix of things. It's like that's what I think gaming is all about, because there's so many different niches and so many different communities and so many different aspects to gaming, that the fact that so many are being reached out to, it's a great thing in my eyes.
Yeah, especially Sony, heavy when it came to variety.
Yeah, Sony surprised me the most.
Yeah. And of course, like, Summer Game Fest, you got a decent amount. And with, like, Xbox from COD, um, you know, they definitely seem to be leaning towards the Western RPG market more so than before, which I can appreciate that.
I wonder how that came about. I wonder like what kind of set that trend.
Kind of curious too, because like when you think of like Xbox, you think of shooters.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he bought Activision for a reason, even though Activision is or Call of Duty. But I don't know. I there's something that set this whole thing off. I don't know if it was because of like Bethesda. I don't know. Like I don't know. Something set it off. But
Yeah.
I guess that'll be a topic of another day.
Oh, absolutely. But in general, if you had to give a score of these events, what would they be? For me,
Ooh.
I would say for State of Play, 7 out of 10. Um, um, I would say for Summer Game Fest, 6.5. Just because, like, some things I liked, some things I didn't. And then for Xbox, no, you get a 6 just for COD alone. Well, there's also some other things that weren't really up to my liking, like Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, Sea of Thieves, which, hey, you people like that, more power to you.
So yeah, there's a couple of so I guess I'll go in each. State of play, I'll say 8.5. Just because it surprised me in a good way, and there were plenty of things that I wanted. I know that's kind of biased, but I mean, I guess that's what these ratings are, so deal with it. But yeah, Sony surprised me in a good way. There's nice variety, and even the stuff that there wasn't a moment where I'm like, who asked for this? Like honestly, if there was another remake, whatever cinematic series they had, then I would not give them a score that high. I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
that. Summer Games Fest is just a flat 6 for me because there was some stuff that I thought was cool, but there's just a lot of things that I just forgot about until us having to record today.
True.
So that's kind of why there was just a lot of things that were not memorable. And I don't know. I understood where Jeff Keighley was trying to be like, hey, look at these indie games, guys, but I don't know. This will be a topic for another time, but I feel like something like Repo and Schedule One is a different than than a different kind of indie game, something like Expedition 33. So I I did not like the presentation of that, but that's a topic for another time.
Yeah.
And the Xbox showcase, I'll give it a 7. I'm warming up to it a little bit. Too much COD, so that brings on the score. But even the stuff that's not for me, I can appreciate that it is like there wasn't a game in there besides COD where I'm like, who asked for this? Why is this here? So I can appreciate it for what it is. And there might be some games I'll potentially try out, especially since it's on Game Pass and I have Game Pass.
But yeah, folks, what did you think of the Summer Game Fest events? Did you have a specific one you really enjoyed? What was your favorite announcement from the event? Let us know in the comment section below. As well, guys, if you're not following Gizmo Cat, definitely do. I'll leave links to his channels down in the description below. As of course, again, I want to thank him for being a co-commentator for this video. And we have our unbiased opinions on video games, and we are not the basic bitches out there like some people. I would say gaming's not dead. It's only dead if you're just like you play one kind of game.
So the moral of the story is expand your horizons. I mean, even with us just talking, Dragclaw is trying to encourage me to expand my horizons.
I always do, because that's my job as content creator. If I get someone to try something new, even if it's very obscure, I feel like I've done my job.
Yeah, I end up doing it by accident.
Oh yeah, because that's true. Just think about. Oh yeah. Uh, but yeah, guys, don't forget to leave a comment, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more content as I look to get back in the swing of things, stay more consistent, and be like, I'm just gonna upload maybe twice a year. But anyway, guys, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!
Bye, everyone.